Alright, quick update on JASMY. So before we jump into what's going on in the short term, I wanted to highlight a bunch of patterns that I've noticed on JASMY. One of my favorite patterns that does have a very high likelihood of a breakdown, and especially on JASMY it seems to work out all the time. So I basically checked this all the way back to down here and it seems to work out basically 100% of the time. Nonetheless, I'll start from here. If you want to go through yourself and check it out, you're more than welcome to. So if we check out here, we've got our red, green, red formation and a fall off the table. Now, a red, green, red formation is one of my favorite bearish indicators because I think it has a pretty decent chance of playing out. Most of the time it plays out almost like, I'd probably say 80% of the time at least, these seem to play out, especially when you have the preceding last red candle really pushing towards the ground of the previous two candles. Now, if we look here as well, you can see we've got a red, green, red formation, a dead cat bounce and a fall off the table. Here we've got a red, green, red formation and a complete landslide. If we come down to here, you can see we've got a red, green, red formation. We've also got another one here, and both of them proceeded with a big dump. And then ever since then, we've never put in another red, green, red formation. You can see we put in a green, red, green formation, which is the inverse of that. And we had a big pump. This is why I'm quite a big fan of red, green, reds. You can see we've previously had one right here, red, green, red formation, and we started to fall off the table. And now, jumping into what's going on in the short term, you can see we are putting in another red, green, red formation for JASMY. So the past couple of videos I've been slightly cautious on this, as I do believe that we are going to come down to the 618 Fibonacci or this previous local low, the 618 Fibonacci price target being 2.5 cent, and the local low down here, or the previous local high rather, this basically big wick here, this was the previous local high that we managed to shatter through. This was another local high, but we're below that now. This is what I'm focusing on. So 2.5 cent and 2.3 cent. We have this big green box on my screen right now, and in my opinion, I believe this is where JASMY is going to come down to, and this is where basically the price is going to magnetize to before we do have a reversal, because there's a few reasons why. Red, green, red formation broken below the 0.5. We never back tested this previous local high down here, so I think there's a lot of reasons why we'll come down here. And then also we've got a descending triangle here, which is also a pennant. We've broken down from the descending triangle, and this descending triangle is also the pennant of a bullish pennant that we have broken to the downside of. So like I said, there's a lot of reasons why I think we're coming down to here. That is basically all I see. I mean, there's really not too much going on for JASMY right now. We are kind of just struggling to fight this this resistance here. You can see it was previously very strong support. We back tested it, strong support, back tested near it, support, and then once we fell below it, we pumped above it, dead cat bounce, and we've been rejected from it very harshly. So this is very interesting what's going on with JASMY right now. It is currently struggling, fighting around the 3 cent region, and in my opinion, if we do close this red green red formation, especially where it is right now, I mean, this is way below the past two closes of the previous red and green candle. I do think we are going to be coming down just a little bit more, and like I said, I am looking to enter a trade on JASMY, but I want to play from a position of strength. I want to play once we come back down and back test this previous or not previous resistance, this down here, this was previous resistance that I hope that we do come down so we can flip it as support, because I said this in the past couple of videos. If you've watched my past couple of videos, I said, in my opinion, I don't think it was healthy how JASMY just had a bottom round here and then just proceeded to just magnetize to the upside like a rocket. It never back tested really any of these previous regions down here, and I think we really should have, considering how long we spent going down, how long we spent going sideways. So I don't think it was healthy how we came up this fast. We failed to hold this previous local high, so in my opinion, this previous local high down here is going to be a very, very strong magnet that is going to draw the price to it. Now, we don't necessarily have to come down to here. This is the 2.3 cent, but in my opinion, I think we are at least going to come down to the 2.5 cents. So I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you updated pretty much day to day what's going on with JASMY. But yeah, like I said, I think we're going to come down to this green box, whether that's in the next day, whether that's in the next week. it doesn't really matter. I will be sitting on the sidelines waiting for this position of strength to play out. If we come back down to the 618 Fibonacci and have a strong bounce, so be it, I'll consider entering a trade. If we come down to my preferred region, which I believe is the ultimate position of strength, would be this previous local high down here. And once again, that is 2.3 cent. If we do come down there, have a strong bounce, I'll give you an update. And personally, I think I would be loading the truck up for JASMY. So that's all I see for JASMY. Like I said, I mean, nothing really has changed in the short term. We're currently just fighting with this 3 cent region in the past couple of days. But I wanted to show you basically what happens when we have these red, green, red formations. That's the number one takeaway. But still, this is bearish in the short term, but like I've been saying, if we look at JASMY in a more macro term, looking at this on the weekly, you can see this is down pretty much 99%. And if we look at the RSI, it's at 24 right now. And we proceeded to put in about, what was it, a 73% pump? I want to find out what it was now. But we proceeded to put in, from the low down here to the high, wow, it was more than that. I don't know why I thought that was 73%. From the low, we put in a 3.5x, and when we put in that 3.5x on the weekly RSI only went from 18 to 23. So I mean, that just shows you, I mean, we could do a 10x in the next month or so, and the RSI wouldn't even be extended. Also, looking at the money flow indicator, we're setting up a inverse head and shoulders right now. So look, macro term or mid to macro term, I do think JASMY's gearing up for a big explosion. In the short term though, I would like to see us come down to these previous positions. I would like to play from a position of strength, and yeah, that is basically all I see for JASMY. So best of luck if you're in JASMY, best of luck if you're planning on getting in a trade. And yeah, once again, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.